Alright guys, what is up? Welcome to this video. As you can see here, got a nice big box from My Protein. I thought the box would be bigger actually considering what I ordered. So I'm not sure if this is all of it because I did get an email because it was Black Friday, Cyber Monday, saying that maybe this wouldn't be everything. So we'll find out in a minute. And basically this video is going to be set into 3 parts. Not physically, but this one video will have 3 different parts that I'll go over. First off, we're going to start with what I ordered and why. Second off, what I usually take supplement wise, whether it be bulking or cutting, and then the third part will be what I recommend for other people, and maybe some of the things I'd say to steer clear of, not because they're particularly bad, but I think they're not really worth the money that you would pay for them. So that's how the video is going to go. Let's get cracking, open this up, and I'll show you what I've got. Right, so what have I got? Basically, I've gone for, I needed some more whey protein, so I've gone for a standard kilo of whey protein. I've gone for a lemon cheesecake flavour, which doesn't particularly sound the best, but bear with me. I've tried a lot of different flavours of protein from a lot of different brands. My Protein is my go-to, obviously, but I got a lemon cheesecake like tester sample from a different brand from Body Power. I left it till last because I thought it'd be gross. And I finally got around to having it, and it was actually delicious. It was like a really good mix of, had that sweetness in there, but it wasn't, overpowering. It had a bit of a bitter sourness to it as well. It was just really, really nice. So I thought, you know what, next time I get some, I'm getting that flavour. I've got 2 lots of BCAAs here, raspberry lemonade flavour, and peach and mango. Couldn't really decide, so both, try them out, see which one's better. So yeah, they're good. I've also got some more pre-workout because I was running out of that. Last time I had the blue raspberry, which I do really like, but it tastes a little bit chemically for my liking. I still love it, but I thought I'd try something different here. So we've got that there. Got this free advent calendar, high fibre, 1.4 grams of protein per coin apparently. Doesn't really make much difference. I've got a body fat caliper. I've wanted one of these for ages so I could actually get a better reading of my body fat. But never really got around to getting one, and they're only like a couple of quid if you get one off Amazon, but it was even cheaper from My Protein, so I thought, you know what, I'm spending all this money, I might as well pick one of those up. And then I've got loads of samples basically because I'm going to be doing some giveaways. So I've got, I don't know, about 20 packets of protein and pre-workout that I'll be giving away on my Instagram and perhaps on here as well, so be sure to follow me on Instagram, link is in the description, head down there and check that out. I'll love you if you do. So got all of that, let's get that out of the way. So, get rid of them as well actually. I'll explain the body fat caliper. So, why have I got all this? Whey protein, in my opinion, is an absolute staple in anyone looking to gain weight, lose weight, stay in shape, muscle, everything. That is the #1 thing you should have, because unless you're absolutely loaded and can buy like 6 chickens a day to eat, and you are somebody who has a lot of muscle mass or is looking to build a lot of muscle mass, you're going to struggle to get the protein intake in without eating loads and loads and loads of food, and it will rack up a bill very quickly. For example, 1 scoop of this has, 19 grams of protein, so if you have 2.5 scoops, you're looking at 50 grams of protein. That's 2 chicken breasts in a couple of scoops of protein. Also, you get low fats and low carbs, so it's pretty much free protein at all times. And like I say, if you get the right flavour, they really don't taste too bad at all. They've got a lot better, and My Protein is one of the best in my opinion, especially in relation to the price you pay. So protein, why do you want it? If you're bulking, you need a high protein intake to help repair and grow the muscle that you are damaging through training. If you are dieting, why do you need protein? If you keep your protein intake high, there is less chance that your body is going to go for your muscle to burn for energy. Like I say, if you get more of your calories from protein as well, rather than carbs and fats, naturally you're going to have less carbs and fats in your diet. And if that is the case, your body fat is going to go down if you are in a calorie deficit and you have high protein. Less carbs means less energy, less fats means less to replace the stores on your body, and therefore you should see a bigger and quicker difference in your body fat than if you are still maintaining high fats, high carbs, as well as a reasonable level of protein. So protein, absolute staple, cannot go wrong with that. BCAAs. Why do I go for BCAAs? In my opinion, I haven't really been using BCAAs a long time. However, I've recently started using them and I love them, and here's why. Because you can sip on this through your workout instead of water. If you're not the biggest fan of water, I kind of like water, so I'm fine with it. But for other people, I know they struggle to drink a lot of water. Just stick some BCAAs in there. It's doing you no harm. Extra amino acids are going to help with that growth and repair, just like the protein. If you're bulking, they're not as necessary. Like I say, it can just be something to help the water taste better. It's just extra amino acids that you're going to get in your diet, and then you don't have to worry so much about getting them from other sources. If you're dieting, these are essential in my opinion. Again, for the same reasons, all those extra amino acids are going to stop the muscle being burnt as quickly as maybe it would be if you had a lower volume of them in your diet. And again, something you can sip on all day with pretty much no bad macros in it, and that will help you get through the day without wanting to eat and crave other things, especially if you get a sweet flavour. Yes, there might be a few grams of sugar in it, but relative to what you might go and eat, it's going to save your life. And I can vouch that it's saved mine on many an occasion when I've been craving something, and that has just taken away that craving with minimal damage. So BCAAs, if you're bulking, again, not as necessary, but they are a great thing to have. And also dieting, I think 100% you need to have them on you at all times. So finally, pre-workout. Do you need pre-workout? At my age, you shouldn't. So, as I was saying before my camera cut out, should you need pre-workout at my age? No. However, based on the amount of hours of sleep I get a lot of the time due to running a business and being involved with another one, and just generally being a night person, I do end up staying up late. I often do need a bit of a pick-me-up, and so that would be Monster energy drinks, etc., which I will go to most of the time, or green tea or something a little less powerful, because I don't need this all the time. However, if I am going in to smash a massive leg workout, or when I'm cutting, I'm feeling a bit more drained, I don't really have the energy, don't have the carbs in me to go and smash one of those big workouts, this will save the day for me a lot of the time. I wouldn't recommend taking it all the time, and I wouldn't recommend exceeding the doses that it states, because you are going to end up needing it. First and foremost, you're going to become not addicted, but you are going to feel really crap if you don't keep taking it. And not only is that bad for you health-wise, it's also going to rack up a hefty bill, because it is not cheap. Like I say, there's about 30 servings in here, which goes quickly. Trust me, that's like a month. 25-30 quid for a tub from one of the cheaper sources. You can see how that is going to add up very quickly if you're taking it every day. If you're having 2-3 scoops a day, it's going to go in no time. Like I say, if you're dieting and you need a pick-me-up, pre-workout is a great alternative to those other forms of caffeine. Of course, if you were clever, you would carb load. Sometimes life gets the better of you and you don't have time to do that, or you don't have the macros free to do that, and so this is a lifesaver. When bulking, again, you shouldn't need it really. I do, just because of the type of work I do and the hours in which I work. But again, if you're going for a big lift, if you're going for a PB, if you're going to try your best to have an absolute monster workout, it's never going to do any harm. It's always going to help out to some extent, and so that's why I think pre-workout is not a necessity like the others can be, but definitely something that if you do find yourself struggling for the motivation, for the energy to go, then do so, but be careful with it, because it can be very potent and it can do you in the long run if you take far too much of it. That is everything that I bought just now. I think, I can't remember what I ordered, there might be more to come. Again, the body fat calipers for me, so that I can measure my body fat when I'm dieting in January, and make sure I'm getting as low as I've ever been before and in the best condition I possibly can. Really simple to use as well. I'll probably do a video on during the cutting series or whatever I happen to do, I'll show them off how they work, and so you could potentially get some for yourself and get a more accurate reading of your body fat than you probably would on one of them scales or things like that, but I'll explain more about that in plenty of time. Now, what supplements have I seen or tried I don't really think are worth it? There's one that sticks out in my mind, and that's creatine. Creatine is very potent and it works very, very well, don't get me wrong. It's not a phony supplement, it does work very, very well. However, unless you're bulking majorly, trying to improve your strength, your power, that sort of thing, you don't really need it. And the difficulties that come with it of having to cycle it on and off, drinking excessive amounts of water so that it doesn't damage your liver and your kidneys. It's a tough one. I have taken it in the past, I don't now. Me myself, I've had kidney problems in the past, and my doctors specifically said no more creatine because it's just going to make the problems you already had worse. So I haven't taken it for a long time, but for the right person in the right situation, that is not a complete no-no. But me myself, I don't think it's necessary. If you hype yourself up and you are strong enough to do it, you're going to do it. Maybe for some performance athletes, people who play sports, it's definitely going to help your performance in those explosive moments, whether you're a footballer, runner, rugby player, etc. It will help, and so I kind of recommend it for those sort of things. But for your average Joe, it can do just as much harm as good, in my opinion. So that's my opinion on creatine. Everything else, weight loss pills, diet powders, diet bars, just keep your diet clean, keep yourself in a calorie deficit, do your cardio, and you'll lose weight. It's not rocket science, it's not magic, it's very, very simple, basic maths. If there is more going into your body than out, you'll gain weight, and vice versa, you'll lose weight. Slightly more complicated in terms of if you want to keep muscle, keep the protein up, get more calories from protein, less from fats and carbs, etc. Let me just say quickly, protein bars, I think they're great. Just make sure you watch the fats in them. They can be quite high in order to make them taste nice. But protein bars are a definite, they have a good thumbs up in my book. But other things I wouldn't recommend taking. Individual amino acids. If you go on a lot of sites, you'll see all these different pills of specific amino acids. If you're getting a good whole range of the amino acids that are essential to your body from foods, eggs are an incredible source of amino acids. A lot of meats, for those of you out there who are vegetarian, vegan, etc., you can get the majority of the amino acids from other sources. A little bit more complex, but maybe you might need one or two as a supplement, but for the majority, if you have a good diet, you don't need to worry about that. And in any case, you can just get BCAAs. You've got pretty much all the essential branch chain amino acids right there. So I don't know why you'd go and spend your money on all the individual ones that you don't particularly need. Also, you could look at things like vitamin supplements, like daily vitamins, omega-3, etc, etc. Again, you should really have them in your diet from the food you are eating. However, I can understand some people with particular dietary requirements, but you can get them from any old pharmacy, probably a lot cheaper. I've never really taken them myself. I don't feel the need. Just eat your fruits and vegetables and you should be fine, to be honest. Maybe when I was younger I could have used them because I wasn't as big of a fan of them as I am now. Still not a big fan, but not the worst thing in the world. That's pretty much all I can think of off the top of my head for supplements that I don't think are worth the money, what I can think of and what I would recommend. So I'm going to leave this video here, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If there's anything I've missed out, let me know and I will address it in a future video perhaps. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video and listening to me ramble about useless nonsense. That's not useless, some of it is quite useful, so pay attention. But yeah, thank you very, very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.